can set in motion the constitutional machinery of the Supreme Court simply by even writing to the Chief Justice of India. Of the paper age to a simple email in the digital age, that is all that it takes to move the Supreme Court for an urgent case listing, sometimes even on the same day. भारत के नागरिकों से यह कहना चाहता हूं कि सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के दरवाजे आपके लिए हमेशा खुले रहे हैं और आज नमस्ते. We gather here to honor the adoption of our Constitution. This is a sentence we have heard several times today and will hear several more times over the course of the day. I want to first take a step back and ask why. India already celebrates an Independence Day on 15th August and a Republic Day on 26th January. Why then a separate Constitution Day? The answer lies in the success of our democracy as compared to the countries which gained independence from colonialism at the same time as India. Indeed, the history of decolonization across the world is full of examples of countries that have thrown open the doors of independence only to falter at the steps of self-government. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution, and whose statue President Murmu unveiled a few minutes ago, asked in his final address to the Constituent Assembly, what would happen to India's democratic constitution? Will she be able to maintain it, or will she lose it again? India not only maintained her constitution, but also the people imbibed it and internalized the constitution as a symbol of their aspirations. Celebration of Constitution Day thus symbolizes the social life of an independent nation. Our Constitution has allowed us to take the unbridled passions and energy of the people and streamline them through institutional structures of government. So when we say today that we honor the adoption of the Constitution, first and foremost, we honor the fact that the Constitution exists, and secondly, that the Constitution works. The Constitution and its framers successfully channeled energies of independence to build a ship and chart a course for liberty, equality, and fraternity. As we honor their achievements, we must also recognize our generation's solemn duty to keep the ship afloat, ensure that there is wind in her sails, and continue the journey. The Constitution of India is going to enter into its 75th year since its adoption. The Supreme Court of India, which came into existence on 28 January 1950, is also going to its 75th year since its founding. This moment allows us to reflect on the journey of the past while also envisaging our dreams and expectations for the future. In the last 7 decades, the Supreme Court of India has acted as a people's court. Thousands of citizens have approached its doors with the faith that they will get justice through this institution. Citizens came to the court to seek protection of their personal liberty, accountability against unlawful arrest, protection of rights of bonded laborers, tribals seeking the protection of their homelands, asking for guidelines to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace, prevention of social evils such as manual scavenging, even hoping for interference to get clean air, food security, and in so many more instances that cannot be summarized in a few minutes. These cases are not just citations or statistics for the court. These cases resemble the expectations of the people from the Supreme Court, as well as the court's own commitment to deliver justice to the citizens. Our court is perhaps the only court in the world where any citizen, no matter who they are or where they come from, can set in motion the constitutional machinery of the Supreme Court simply by even writing to the Chief Justice of India. From the postcards of the paper age to a simple email in the digital age, that is all that it takes to move the Supreme Court for an urgent case listing, sometimes even on the same day. Apart from ensuring that the citizens get justice through its judgments, the Supreme Court of India has been making continuous endeavors to ensure that its administrative processes are citizen-centric, so that the common citizen feels a connection with the working of the court. Courts are now live streaming their proceedings. This decision was taken with the view that the citizen should know what is happening inside the courtrooms. Constant media reporting about the proceedings of the courts indicates the engagement of the public with the working of the courtrooms. The Supreme Court also took a decision to translate its judgments to regional languages with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. As of 25 November 2023, the Supreme Court had delivered 36,068 judgments in English from the date of its first sitting. But proceedings before our district courts are not conducted in English. All of these judgments are, true enough, available now for free on the e-Supreme Court Reports e-SCR platform of the court, which was launched in January this year. The platform has been helpful not just for lawyers, but also for law students who may not have the means to subscribe to commercially published law reports. This increased accessibility of the court decisions to the public. Today, we are launching the e-SCR in Hindi as 21,388 judgments have been translated into Hindi, vetted and uploaded on the e-SCR portal. e-SCR Hindi will allow the users to search for judgments in Hindi. The rest of the judgments translated into Hindi are being vetted and shall be uploaded soon. Besides, 9,276 judgments as of last evening have been translated into other Indian languages, which include Punjabi, Tamil, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Odia, Malayalam, Bengali, Kannada, Assamese, Nepali, Urdu, Garo, Khasi, and Konkani. These judgments have also been uploaded to the e-SCR portal. While the judiciary embraces technology, we have also launched e-Seva Kendras in all courts to ensure that no citizen is left behind in the judicial process. Technology is not meant to distance us from our citizens, but to take us into the lives of our citizens. We embrace our citizens as co-equal partners in a shared national endeavor. Last year, on Constitution Day, the Honorable President of India raised the concern of overcrowding of prisons and incarceration of citizens from marginalized backgrounds. Respected President, ma'am, I want to assure you that we are constantly working to ensure that legal processes become easier and simplified so that citizens do not languish in jails unnecessarily. The version 2.0 of the FASTER application that will be launched today ensures that judicial orders of release of a person are immediately transferred to the jail authorities, to the district courts and high courts via electronic means so that the person is released on time. In addition, on the judicial side, the Supreme Court has been hearing cases relating to prisoners' rights and overcrowding, among other things. I've also tasked the Center for Research and Planning of the Supreme Court to come up with a project to improve the conditions of prisons and to improve upon age-old and obsolete prison manuals. The goal behind these initiatives has been to ensure that the people feel that the constitutional institution of the judiciary is working for them. Similarly, the statue of Dr. Ambedkar that we unveiled today in the Supreme Court premises is an extension of the thought that the right to approach the court is the heart and soul of the Constitution as Dr. Ambedkar famously said, individuals should not be afraid of going to court or view it as a last resort. Rather, it is my hope that by our efforts, citizens of every class, caste, and creed can repose trust in our court system and view it as a fair and effective forum to enforce their rights. Sometimes we as a society may frown on litigation as a disreputable entanglement. But just as the Constitution allows us to resolve our political differences through established democratic institutions and processes, our court system helps resolve our many disagreements through established principles and processes. In this way, every case in every court in the country is an extension of constitutional governance. मैं आज संविधान दिवस के मौके पर भारत के नागरिकों से यह कहना चाहता हूं कि सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के दरवाजे आपके लिए हमेशा खुले रहे हैं और आगे भी खुले रहेंगे। आपको कोर्ट आने से डरने की कभी जरूरत ही नहीं है। न्यायपालिका के प्रति आपकी आस्था हमें प्रेरित करती है। आपका विश्वास हमारा श्रद्धा स्थान है। नमस्ते।